So recently, you were involved with a wonderful event for our community, the Mike Revolution. You was the co-producer of
Yes.
the Mike Revolution. Talk about your experience with the Mike Revolution.
The Mike Revolution is a mental health awareness event. Mental health is a big thing in today's world, and especially after COVID, numbers are unreasonably high. So we put this event together to just make awareness, but to also support, upcoming artists in Des Moines, and show the community what talent is in Des Moines. And not only that, but like I said, spread awareness about mental health. We had singers, dancers, poets, rappers, motivational speakers. We had some therapists come and talk about mental health and the importance of understanding it.
One of the things with doing that event that I recognized is, and I always knew this, but it kind of, zeroed in when we did the event of how many artists are dealing with mental health.
Oh yeah.
And, since then I've done a little research and there's the statistics are pretty high with people who are in the art world, the musicians, the visual artists, and so on. And there's a high number of people who deal with mental health.
Yeah, definitely.
And I one of the things that I thought went well was how everybody got on that stage and was able to express how they handle and deal and work with their mental health.
Yeah.
I thought that was so positive because one of the things that we sometimes, because we all kind of deal with mental health one way or the other, and the thing that is good to hear is to see and hear how other people handle it, how other people are coping with it, and what they are doing. That was, to me, was some of the most powerful, to see everybody get on stage and talk about that.
Yeah.
What would you say to a young person or young people who wants to get in on the acting bug, who wants to get into the singing or do some singing? What would you say to them?
Honestly, I would honestly tell them, do what you love and do it to the best of your ability, because really truly, if you love what you're doing and you're putting in the work and the time and just overall effort, it doesn't have to cost much, doesn't have to take too much time, but if you love what you're doing and you're passionate about it, pursue it and do it unapologetically.
We will rise, we will rise, we will rise, whoa, we'll rise.
You have took on the role at Hope Elam, the worship coordinator.
Yes.
Talk about that and not only do I want you to talk about the role, but I also want to talk about the reward for you as well.
Yes. So I grew up in the church. My home church was Corinthian Baptist. I started going at like 5-6 years old. So I grew up not only in the church, but just surrounded by church family. So going to Hope Elam, it kind of just came natural to me. And I actually was there with Bridges to Harmony before they brought me on as worship coordinator, and I was directing the choir. And after the concert was done, Brian Brown, one of the head pastors there, came up and spoke to me, and multiple people actually came up and spoke to me about this position, worship coordinator, they had open. And I immediately became interested because ever since I was a little girl, I had been worshiping, and I'm very familiar with it. And honestly, it's just to lead and be able to do what I love every day and as a career is just a dream for me. Since bringing me on as worship coordinator, I've learned so much, not only about the church world, but the music the worship aspect of things and the work and time that it takes to really put things together. I've learned a little bit about some studio engineering stuff with tracks, and I hold rehearsals, and it's honestly been great. Not only has the worship side of things been great, but the family that comes with Hope Elam is there's no words for it, because they're just supportive of everything I do in and outside of Hope Elam. And not only that, but the mission, just spread the gospel to the world. Not only that, but just uplift our community is what I strive for. I mean, the Mic Revolution is a prime example of that. And I mean, they helped me to do that. So I love being there, and I thank them for, providing me the opportunity to be worship coordinators.
You just recently was involved in a huge video, All My Life, Iowa.
Yep.
With Will Keeps and Bretta.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that.
We brought Bretta and Will Keeps to the Mic Revolution, and after that, Will came up to me and was like, "Hey, there's a song I has started working on, and I think he would sound great on it." I've known Will for quite some time, or I should say, he's known me for quite some time. So I was definitely down to work with him. Met at the studio, listened to the song. I came up with something. And it was the verse I came up with was okay, but as an artist, I learned that whether you're writing your own song, whether you're writing a feature, you really have to put yourself into a headspace for writing what you're trying to put out there. And this video was all about turning away from the past, turning away from hurt and trauma and just the past, the things of the past that aren't good, that aren't going to benefit your future, and push for better for the future, not only for ourselves as individuals, but for our family and friends and community. So I, after talking with Will, and we were like, I think my verse can be better. I went to Raccoon River. It's kind of my peaceful place, and just sitting watching the sunset and listening to the song. And that was when I kind of realized, I needed to be in this kind of headspace in order to write this, in order to let my emotions kind of flow out onto the paper. And, listening to the song over and over, I kind of just let my verse flow out. And I sent Will the link to the audio clip, and he was like, "That's the one." So what you hear on All My Life, Iowa of my verse, it was all free flowing, very, very raw, very, very emotional for me, but it needed to be done because it really shows and gives a picture for what we were trying to do with this video. And like I said, it was just pushing positivity to our community and to the youth. Working with Bretta was amazing. They're both very talented artists. I think everything that we all had to say as individuals mended together in a very smooth way to, once again, reciprocate that we're trying to just uplift our community. And so the goal with this video is not only to uplift our community here in Iowa, but to encourage other people, Illinois, Omaha, any cities surrounding us, cities all around the U.S. to do their own version. Iowa's got one, Lil Durk, J. Cole got one. Who's next?
Yeah.
Pushing
Absolutely.
the positivity. So.
Yeah. So that's the thing. One of the things that I really appreciate about your work is that your work is really all about uplifting.
Oh yeah.
It's very community oriented. Is that the kind of artist you see yourself as?
I have, gone back and forth. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, do you want to be famous? Do you want to do this and that?" And, my whole life I've never really had the biggest urge to be, a superstar, And as I've been pursuing music and as I've been, kind of living in my passion, theater, music, being an entrepreneur, I've realized that the purpose for me isn't to, of course I want to put my music out there and show people the kind of talent that I have to offer, but my goal is to uplift people, uplift the community, inspire. I not only write inspirational, motivational music, but I do R&B love songs, you know. I really just want people to know that it's okay to be fully, authentically, unapologetically you.
What do you have going on for the future? What's the plans for the future?
Well, there's actually a lot in the works right now.
Right.
Getting ready to drop some music on Apple and Spotify. Working on an album, music video, and for the future, just as big as I can get, you know. And it's not about me. It's as big as this can get, you know, like the pushing of positivity and uplifting your community and just showing people what I have to offer. And yeah, just getting it as big as we can get, going city to city, door to door, iPhone to iPhone, Apple Music
Right,
to Apple
right,
Music, you know, doing any and everything I can to show people who I am and, you know, what I'm trying to do for our world.
I have had the privilege to watch you up front and close and personal. and I truly respect and love what it is you do. Definitely keep up the good work. We partners here, so we're gonna be keeping in touch with each other.
If you didn't know, this is the other co-producer of the Mic Revolution.
And you know, one of the things that I've been in the industry for many years, 30 years plus. And I don't think I've had the fortune to be able to come in contact with somebody such as yourself. And being able to watch you grow has been amazing. It has been something that I have been able to say, ooh, one of these days she's gonna be on my stage, and to be able to work with you as close as we work, and to be able to, you know, co-produce some of the projects that we are doing is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I just want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of your life. You know,
well, thank you for being a part of it.
You know,
nobody forced you to stay.
Well,
so thank you for being a part of it.
So there was a force, because I knew someone was on my shoulder said, boy, don't you go nowhere. You need to be waiting for the opportunity. And I'm glad the opportunity has came, because you are shining in this industry, and I'm thankful to be a part of it. I really am.
Well, thank you.
You're more than welcome. Kiana C, we are going to wrap this interview. All Voices DSM. We've had the privilege to sit down with Kiana C. Check her out. She's a superstar beyond. Thank you. Anything you want to say?
If you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at KC_Muse. Muse spelled MUSE.IC. So that's KC_Muse.IC on Instagram.
Thank you, and that's a wrap.
Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.